3 times.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tamiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tamiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tamiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Pāṇātipātā vīramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Pāṇātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Abhinādānā vīramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Abhinādānā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Mussāvādā vīramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Sūrāmērē majjapamā daṭṭhānā vīramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Sūrāmērāya majjapamādāṭṭhānā vēramaṇī sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi.
Yes, say sadhu 3 times.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
We are going to continue the discussion of the Sutta, Maha Mangala Sutta. Maha Mangala Sutta. Say it again.
Maha Mangala Sutta.
Now you know the meaning of the discourse. Maha means great. Mangala means blessing. Sutta means discourse. If we add the term Maha in front of a word, then it gives an emphasis. It means like Maha King means great king, Maha Vihara, great Vihar, and so on. You understood them. I am not going to elaborate that. Mangala, benefactors or blessings, these are very important for us to get the success in this life and to get the success in the world after this. So this will be these factors. How many factors are there? There are 38 factors. Okay, we discussed about 6 verses very well. So we will continue the rest in a successful manner today. Okay, you understood. If I just brief about the beginning parts. So the Buddha was living in Jetavana monastery. So one of the gods came and asked some questions. As answers to the god's question, the Buddha delivered this discourse. Because at that time the factors of blessing was a problem. Actually, factors of blessings, it means they were questioning what were the factors for blessing. Even in the general society, they had discussions. Then it went to the Brahma world, and they also couldn't come to a conclusion what are the factors of the highest blessing. The blessing factors are there. Even if I ask you, apart from the discourse, what are the blessings? If you will say different things. If we say water pot filled with water in front of a house, it is a blessing. If you see a monk or Bante, when you are leading, so when you are going on a special journey, then sometimes you will say, I met that person at first. Then sometimes you may wonder whether you will be successful or not. Even sometimes with regard to the persons also, you will think whether the person is a blessing or a disgrace. You will be thinking. In that way, that is a question even for us. So these 38 facts are very important for us. Why? They will give us the success in our life. These 2-3 discourses, Mangala Sutta, is for the lay people, directly linked to the lay people. Even for a monk, that is also the same. For anyone, these are the human qualities. If a person, whether a Buddhist, whether a Christian, whether a Muslim, these are factors to get the success in life. Without these things, we will not get the success. Then I will recap. If you associate foolish, what will happen? You will get the foolish qualities into your life. Then you have to associate good persons. Then day by day you are going to be successful. That is how it becomes a blessing. So if there is a person to be honored, to be respected, if you don't respect, then you are not going to be successful. Why? No one is going to honor you back. No one will care you if you are not respecting, honoring others. Okay, in that way. Then your living surroundings should be a better one. Living surroundings should be a better one. If you live in an area where many corrupt people are living, then you will also get those bad qualities. So now, all of you are living in a good area. So you just attend for Dhamma discussions, Dhamma talks. Why? You want to clear your minds from craving. You have to have the correct understanding of things. Like that, and to understand the true nature of things, you come here. It means you are living in a good locality. Sometimes, if your environment, the living surrounding if it is not good, what you are going to do? Then you are going to make it a better environment for living. Sometimes people living in the surrounding or in the neighborhood may be noisy. Then what you are going to do? Then little by little you are going to be intelligent and enlightened, educate them. Don't do this way. In this way, if you do this, then others will not like you. Others will blame you. So it is a disturb for others. In that way, if you can correct the person, then you can make the area or the neighborhood suitable for your living. In that way. Then, because of your past actions, you are here in this way. So, past merits. You are going to do merits. Why? Merit is conducive for our success. So if you do merit in this life, now you have been born as human beings, then you get every opportunity to engage in merit, to do good things. So if you do good in this life, your next life will be a better one. That is why we do merit. So whenever you do something, you have to do the right thing all the time. I'll just recap and continue with the facts that I discussed in brief last time. It will be very good for all of you. Then you have to learn a lot. I told you, although I am a Bhante, I have to learn a lot. Okay? So I want to examine the new technology. Vast learning. I have to, because the world is developing day by day. Even when I wanted to get the printout, then I asked the office people, can you take a booklet printing? It means you can turn it as a book. How can we do it, sir? Then I told, okay, do you have a photocopy? Yes, we have the latest machine. Then I told, okay, then let me, can I use the computer? I asked the officer, the office people told, okay. Then I went to the print option. Then I selected booklet printing, booklet as a booklet. Then I just gave the printout, it was okay. But I made a mistake at that time. I didn't select A3 paper, I selected A4. Okay, it became smaller. That is why it became smaller. Then I asked them, is it okay to have this smaller? Then they said, okay, it is readable. It is easy to carry. You can easily take it. I told them, if it is okay, then keep it. I just told this because it is very important. You see, vast learning helps us a lot to get things done. I will tell you one example. I also recommended in the university this kind of photocopy machines, latest types of ones. Then you see, there are 25 pages in one handout. What they do is, they take separately photocopy and keep on tables, collect one by one, then stapler. It is a waste of time. I introduced this to the university. Then they prepare many booklets. There are many meetings, about 100, 150 pages sometimes. Then what do they do is, with booklet printing, they quickly take them. Even the photocopy in duplex machine, they keep one set, then 25 sets quickly. One set, they get and staple. It is easier for us. If yes, there are nowadays machines are there to get them stapled even by using the machine itself. The technology is there. That is why learning helps us a lot. So the technology, if you are not familiar with the mobile phone that you are using, why did you spend such a lot of money to buy a smartphone? We are living in the 21st century. Little by little, if you don't know, little by little you have to learn. That is why vast learning helps a lot. Understand? So then the skill in handicrafts. So if you can create something, maybe some handlooms, maybe some decorative items, if you can create some sort of handicrafts, then you can earn a lot of money even. You can sell them if they are good in standard. And if you are going to your neighbor's, relative's house, then you can take one of them and give as a gift. That is the kind of blessings, because other people will say, you have created this, very good, may you get the merit of this. They will be appreciating you. They will be showing their gratitude. In that way, it becomes a blessing if you can engage in creating handicrafts. Then you have to discipline yourselves. If you don't have discipline in yourself in every activity that you are doing, maybe if you are speaking, you have to have the discipline. In that way, if you don't have the discipline, then no one is going to succeed. Then when you speak, discipline should be there. Do you like to hear harsh words or cruel words? No, no one likes it. In the same way, we all like to hear pleasant speech. So when we speak with your friends, colleagues, we have to speak pleasant words. then we have to support our parents. How can supporting our parents become a blessing? Because they gave us a good birth. Now all of you are perfect in body. That itself is enough to support, look after our parents. They must not make a huge amount of money for us as the property. No need. We are perfect in body. We can do something and earn. You have to look after family members. If you look after your wife and children, husband, if you look after family members, they will be living happily. It becomes a blessing to you. It becomes a blessing to you. So, if they suffer, then that is going to be a disgrace. That is going to be a demerit. So, that is why the Buddha asks us to support the family members. So, when you engage in a job, you have to do a good job, avoiding selling arms, weapons and so on. You have to do job which gives happiness to others, which doesn't harm others' lives. Okay, then, so you have to engage in dhamma. Dhamma means giving. So, if you don't give at present, you will not receive things. Understand? What kind of giving? What kind of giving? Yes? So, you give to the extreme level, giving, you know, it comes as the one of the 10 perfections, dana parami. In most places it comes at the very beginning. Why? We have to cultivate, we have to train dana, to train ourselves to have the feeling of giving up things. You give money, you give various kinds of items, you offer alms to the monks, to the Buddha, by the name of Buddha, you do a lot of offerings. You came here after offerings. Why did you offer those things to the Buddha? Because he realized the true nature of life. And he preached that truth to all of us. Mainly because the people at that time were practicing extremes. Some were enjoying a lot of pleasure. Some were giving lot of suffering to the body. You know the extremes. Kamasukalikana yoga, Attakilamatana yoga. The Buddha asks us not to engage in these two extremes. Why? It doesn't give the happiness. If you become too much happy, if you give lot of suffering to your body, that will not help you to realize. You have to experience happiness. You have to experience sorrow. So, having experienced those two feelings, you have to follow a middle path. When you become happy, you must not be too much delighted with that. When you feel sorrowful, you must not get too much upset about that thing. So, happiness and sorrowfulness, those are common things in life. So, we have to have that moderate feeling. Only then we can make them blessings. Okay. Then, when we live, we have to follow a righteous way of living. Why do we need a righteous way of living? If we behave wrongly, then it will harm many. That is not good. So, you have to support your relatives. When we support our relatives, what do we get back? If we support relatives, then we get their blessing. They will live happily. So it is a kind of blessings. So when you engage in activities, we have to fulfill your duties correctly, then no one will blame you. Understand? Last time someone was to be blamed because of one action. Now it is okay. Now no one is going to blame no one. Understand? So now it is a blessing. We can start on time, we can finish on time. So it is a blessing now. You can understand it today very well. Why? We do our work timely. Okay. Then we have to avoid evil. Why do we avoid evil? If we do evil, you collect lot of demerit. Evil is not beneficial to anyone. It harms everyone. That is why even animals, understand, evil is not good for us. Then we have to avoid. Then we have to avoid intoxicating drinks. Why do we avoid intoxicating drinks? We lose our wealth. It causes a lot of diseases. It causes disgrace. Sometimes you will see people are lying on the road, pavements. It creates disgrace. It weakens intelligence. There are these kinds of disadvantages of taking liquor or intoxicating drinks. Then, so you have to be happy when you engage in activities. Okay, from here I am going to elaborate more and more up to this place. I just discussed with you. It will be very good. It was good. Reverence. Reverence means Gāravoca, Nimātoca, Santuttīca, Tatanyuta, Kālena Dhamma Savana, Etam, Mangala Muttama. Then, reverence. Do you worship or pay your reverence to those who are suitable? Yes. To whom do you reverence or give the reverence? As a Buddhist, we pay our reverence to the Buddha. Why do we pay reverence to the Buddha? Because he delivered us the doctrine. He found out the true nature of life and he breathed us. He helped us a lot. That is why we make the reverence to the Buddha. Then you make, as a Buddhist, you make the reverence to the Dhamma. Why? Through Dhamma, we can understand the true nature of things. Dhamma is prevailing in the world. The Buddha understood it with his intelligence and he preached us in the way people can understand through many examples in that way. Then we make our reverence to the Sangha. Why? Why? Because the Sangha is the active member of the Triple Gem. The Buddha is no more, the Buddha passed away. Dhamma is there with the books. Though the Dhamma is there, the Dhamma itself will not work. In the way the Buddha understood it and explained to us, we as Bhantes will have to read the Dhamma, understand the Dhamma and discuss with you and help you with the teachings of the Buddha for you to live in a happy life. You are leading very busy lives. You don't have time sometimes to read and understand these discourses. On behalf of all of you, I read, or Bhantes will read and get a lot of examples and explain them to you in a way that you can understand it. It's a great help. That is a spiritual help. I hope that you meditate daily. When you go to bed, when you are about to sleep, you concentrate. May I be free from enmity, hatred and attaining bad. May all beings be free from enmity, hatred and attaining bad. Daily you think. Meditation of loving kindness. So when you think, you automatically fall asleep. But you fall asleep with a good mind. Even animals will not harm you. You will sleep nicely. You know the results of loving kindness you have learned already. So in that way, we examine the doctrine and we preach. That is why you pay your reverence to the monks. Then you pay reverence to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. To whom you pay reverence apart from that? Yes? Your parents. Why do you pay your reverence to the parents? We pay reverence to the parents because they gave us a life, a very good life, a perfect life. But to make it more perfect, we have to act intelligently, we have to play the role given by the parents. So now you are parents, then it is your duty to be an example to your sons and daughters. Now you are playing the role of parents, then it should be exemplary. If you are not suitable to get the reverence, then there is a question. If you become a drunkard, if you behave badly in front of your children, if you misbehave in front of your children, will they respect you? No. So that is not going to be a blessing. So we respect our parents because they helped us a lot. Now you have children. Sometimes you will have grandchildren, grandsons and granddaughters, the sons and daughters of your sons and daughters. So they are going to respect you as grandmother, grandfather. Then you have to play the role of grandfather, grandmother. You have to be always exemplary. When you speak, you have to speak good words. When you behave, you have to behave well. In this way, when you speak, you have to speak well, good words. If they are doing something wrong, you have to advise and correct them. Don't do this. If you do this, you will have to bear this kind of result. In that way, you have to explain the children the results of bad actions. Then they will be following you. They will respect you. They will pay reverence. Why? My parents, my grandparents are always exemplary to us, and they always advise us. That is why they respect. Understand? We respect elders. Why do we respect elders? We respect elders because they are older than us. Because they are having much experience than us. They are having a lot of good qualities. So don't we respect them, little children? Don't we pay respect or reverence to all who are younger to us? Don't we pay reverence? We don't worship by taking hands together, but we have to conduct towards those who are younger or junior to us with the other quality, humility. Humility means we act towards the younger generation with some human qualities. If you hit them, if you blame them, they will not like. If you are with human qualities, then definitely they are going to treat you and respect you well. Then contentment. Contentment is to satisfy with what you have. Are you contented? Are you contented? In my life, I am contented. Whatever thing I will receive, I will be accepting. Even with regard to food, I just have what is available. That is okay. Because I can be happy, even though if I don't get a sound meal for one day, I won't be dead. Okay. Contentment is the bliss. Have you heard? Santutti Parama Dana. Satisfying with what you have will be the highest blessing or highest happiness. Sometimes you just consider the technology is advancing. If you just think of a mobile phone, then there are mobile phones you can just pay for about sometimes 2000 USD. There are mobile phones. Do we need it? If you want, if it is bearable, you can get it. But without spending that much of money, you can buy something simple. Because that is necessary for your day-to-day activities. So you have to be satisfied with what you have. So don't misunderstand the fact. If you think the Bhante Pirith told us to satisfy with what we have, so what will happen? If you satisfy with what we have, what will happen? Now you have some amount of wealth. Then you are not going to earn more because you are satisfied now. Now you think, now my income is enough for me, so I don't want to earn more. Why do I worry? I will live the rest of my life happily and I will die. It's okay for me. If you think, then that is wrong. Earning is difficult. Spending is easier. Okay? So, the Buddha advised us, that is not the contentment. Contentment means you earn and you spend your money in the correct way. We will be discussing in the near future about how to use money. Okay, you can join also. So, you use the money that you earn with some effort for righteous things. At the same time, you engage in the usual work. So, maybe even with wealth, you have to satisfy with the amount that you earn. For example, now there are laptops. There are laptops which are with higher price. Maybe sometimes we can buy a laptop with the cost of 5,000 USD. There are laptops with greatest speed, with greatest capacity, but this will cost nearly 1,000 USD. For the work that I am doing, this is more than enough. Understand? But people think. I have advised many students of mine. They try to spend a lot of money for buying laptops. I can question them. What do you want to do with the laptop? If they want to do lot of activities. Maybe for video editing, they need to have a more powerful one. To convert and save video, they need to have some power. Maybe AutoCAD, there are some softwares, they need to have a greater speed. Otherwise it is slow. Depending on our necessities, we have to decide and we have to satisfy with our necessity. In that way, if you are not satisfied, all the time you are suffering. Now you have a vehicle. You think, my friend is having a vehicle like this. Why don't I buy a vehicle like this? But it is not affordable to you. You cannot bear the cost. But you, since your neighbor or your friend is using that type of vehicle, if you try to buy it, then that is not the satisfaction. Contentment means you have to satisfy with what is available. You have a vehicle now. That is enough for you. So what is the purpose of a vehicle? Purpose of a vehicle is to use it for your necessities, to go here and there, to do the activities of the family members, to get your things done. So for your transportation, that is enough. In that way, we have to satisfy with what is available. If not, we will cause a lot of suffering. We will be thinking, I couldn't buy such a car. No, enjoy, you have a car. That is enough. Okay, then gratitude. You have to, if someone helped you, then you have to help the person back. So if someone didn't help you, are you going to help? Yes, you have to help. Then that person will help you back one day, even with a word. In my lifetime, I help people a lot. Lot of lecturers, lot of Bantes ask for help. Since I have learned English, for this also I read day and night. The lecturers ask me, why you bother this much? I consider that is my duty. If I don't do the justice for who asked me to come, Bante Vinita, even he is the one who asked me to come directly, then even Chief Reverend, I am not doing the justice. I am not showing his gratitude. Why? I have to show my gratitude today, even to the Chief Reverend. Why? He is conducting a good place for many people to lead good lives. For that quality I respect. If I don't respect, I don't come here. I respect the secretary. Why? He made the necessary arrangements for me to come. I will pay my gratitude to all of you. Why? If you were not here, to whom should I talk? So I pay my gratitude to all of you. Why? You came. I will go and I will discuss something with Bante Piyarathana. In that way. So we need to show our gratitude. If you are not here, I cannot discuss. So that is there. There will be a reason. If you think, there will be a reason for showing your gratitude to a person. Sometimes there are people who harm you. Even then, you have to show the respect, gratitude. Why? He is a friend, he is a neighbor. You support him. One day will come for that person to help you. But don't expect anything. That is what Buddhists do. We don't expect anything back. It automatically comes to you. Understand? You must not expect anything. If you do good, definitely good will come to you. Okay, then time hearing the Dhamma. So, what is the time to listen to the Dhamma? It can be any time. You can just go by detailed fact also, go through and you can understand. So, any time. If you are about to die, can you listen to the Dhamma? Yes, that is the time you must listen to the Dhamma also. And you have to have of your mind when you are about to die. Sometimes if you concentrate a bad intention, you will go to hell. There are stories like that. asana chitta, when you are about to die, with your mental formations, sometimes you will get suffering. That is there. Even at deathbed, when you are about to die, that is the time to listen to the Dhamma. You have heard many stories where it was even a person was dying, falling from the mountain. He was planning, just thinking, may I listen to the Dhamma. One word, after hearing one word, that person got relief and so on. There are many stories, I am not going to elaborate them, it takes time. Okay. Then, Dhamma means the teachings of the Buddha, it prevails all the time. Dhamma means good qualities, good things, the nature of existence. So, we cannot change it. Suppose this is a nice room. In 2-3 years, what will happen? Even now, one fan doesn't work. What's the nature of it? Maybe it is out of order. Maybe it is not turned on. There will be reasons for that. But the nature of thing is, these things go to decay. Day by day, they become old as we do. We grow old, these buildings, everything will be going to decay. What will happen? If we can understand this nature, then we are trying to understand the Dhamma. It means the nature of things correctly. That is what we are going to do. Then patience. So that is one of the perfections. Khanti paramita. You have heard there is a birth story also. Khantivada Jatake. So if we are not patient, you cannot get things done. Whatever the circumstance you face in life, you have to face. And have the quality of patience. If you are not patient, it means if you are not being patient, then what will happen? You will feel angry. Suppose the time to stop the Dhamma talk is, as you say, yes? 9:30. So, if the Bhante continue, if the Bhante prolong the Dhamma talk, then you have to have the patience. Why do you want to have the patience? Because this is a very this is a good thing that you are doing. If you blame Bhante Pirith, what will happen? Yes, what will happen? Having come to do a good thing, you are collecting demerits. Okay, you came to do a good thing. So, to get things done, you have to have the patience. Otherwise, it is not possible. Sometimes, just imagine, that fan doesn't work. Don't consider it seriously. So, then you just say, it is unbearable here, it's very difficult to stay, and so on and so on. So, if you just ask the secretary of the society, just you ask and complain, what the hell you are doing, and this doesn't work. So, even though you force him to get it done, can he do it now? No, if there is something wrong, it is necessary to be done. He cannot do, he is not a technician, he is not an electrician, so it needs to be done in the proper way. So that is why we need to have the patience. If you are not going to be patient, then you have a lot of feelings, agitating feeling of anger, feeling of hatred, and lot of things. Okay, then meeting the samanas, holy men. So whenever you are in trouble, you can meet Bhantes. Why? Bhantes will give good advices based on the Dhamma. So that is why the Buddha recommended it for a blessing. So if you go and meet a bad friend, what will happen? Okay, the best option for this is to have something which is intoxicating. Bad friends will give you bad advices. That is why meeting the samanas when you are in trouble. And today also one person came there to the Ratana temple. I stayed there for one day. One person came. They want to get the blessings. In the neighboring house, a person was dead before 4 years, and the house was neglected for 4 years. They say that the new tenant couldn't stay in that house and they have left. And to the next house also, it is not possible to stay in that house. People can't sleep at night. There were a lot of complaints. They are not getting success in their lives and so on. They believe firmly a spirit has come because of that dead person. What is the right thing to do? The right thing to do is, as Buddhist, so we can chant Pradhanatutta for those kinds of things. Then we do to Bhantes, I together with Bhante Vinita went there and chanted the Ratana Sutta 3 times and gave the blessings for them. Definitely that will be successful. Those bad spirits were dispelled by the Buddha reciting this particular discourse. The discourses are having that much of power. I firmly believe the power of Pirith. Just for your understanding, I will tell you our own experience. Our neighbors are having the bad luck with their words. Bad luck with their words. If they say something, then we are to face trouble. There were huge jack trees. One day, that person came with the elderly person came, the grandfather, to go to a meeting with our grandfather. And at that time, he had told, this tree bears jackfruits, nice jackfruits. Once he left our garden, the jackfruits were pouring. Just believe, in 3 days, the entire tree fell, the trees fell, the fruit, it got destroyed. Unbelievable. Then, if we were working, if they come, you are working nicely, we have to sleep for about 2-3 days. In that way, a lot of passion fruits and other trees were destroyed. Then what did we do was, my grandfather, when I was a child actually, he advised, the best thing to do for this is to have the water blessed with chanting of Pirith. Then just sprinkle some water. The same thing happened to 2-3 other jack trees also. What we did was, we sprinkled some water, then even for today, those jack trees are remaining. Even today, there is a chanted bottle of water with the blessing of Pirith for that purpose. That is the best thing. In one season, sometimes jackfruits, mango fruits are falling down, they are broken together, crack, because of the power of their speed, bad luck. Then what we do is, we don't buy. Then we sprinkle some water, put just onto the roots also. Then next time, we are going to get a good harvest. You see, it's unbelievable. Through these things, we have experienced, they have a great power. When you go to a new building, when you bought a new house, this is a very good blessing because these are true words. No one can say these things that we chant are false. No one can say. The Buddha had those virtues. Those are true nature of things. These are blessings. We chant this and no one Can we say these are not blessings? No one can say. So these are true. These are universal true facts. If you behave like this, definitely you are going to get the success. So with the power of this truth, I may get the success. Then definitely you are going to be successful. Next, self-control. Tapoja means if you don't have the self-control, what will happen? Okay, someone will say a bad thing. Are you going to hit that person? If you hit that person, what will happen? Others will look at you with the wrong idea. That person is a bad-tempered person. That person is not calm. That person is not humble. Like that, people will blame you if you don't have the self-control. Whatever the activity that you are doing, you need to have the self-control. It will correct you a lot. Understand? Think if there is something to happen, it's very difficult to prevent. If you have the control of yourself, then you can face the situation in a successful manner, just having the good understanding. Understand? Self-control is very important. Even for your 5 sense organs. So if you just imagine with your eye all the time, we like to see good things. We like to see good things. Maybe movies, maybe persons, maybe various kinds of things. Then will there be a satisfaction? No, you will get no end to it. With your ears, you like to hear a lot of good things. With your tongue, you like to taste different kinds of taste. Will you ever satisfy? So for lunch, you had these things. Are you happy? No. After 2-3 hours, if you see some kind of food item, then you are once again thinking. Next day, will you be happy? No, you just order different kinds of foods. Will you be happy? No, you are not going to be happy. That is why Buddha asks us to have the self-control in everything. Maybe seeing things, maybe hearing things, maybe tasting, maybe getting the feeling. What kind of feeling it is, whether good or bad. You have to have the self-control. That is why the Buddha asks us to follow the middle path. Okay. Then comprehension of the noble truths. That is very important. Now even this discourse, if you follow this discourse very well, this directly links you to understand the true nature of things. Directly links. Four Noble Truth. What is Four Noble Truth? That is the truth prevailing in the world. Noble means very great. Great truth. Who found it? Noble means noble eightfold path. Noble truth. For noble truth. Who are noble persons? How many noble persons are there? How many? 4 into 8. Sovan, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arihat. Magga and Phala. Those are noble persons. Understand? Noble persons. 4 pairs of persons. Having maybe first stream winner, second is stream winner, third is stream winner, like that. You just count. Once returner, never returner, Arahant. First is stream winner, so on. Sakadagami, once returner, Anagami, never returner, then Arihat, then final stage of deliverance. In that way, you know, you have learned them. So, those noble men follow these truths. That is why they continue in the ladder. Now, first one is suffering. Do you have suffering? Suffering? What kind of suffering do you have? Yes, what kind of suffering do you have? Yes, yes.
Stress.
Stress. It means feeling. Vyadhipi dukkha. What kind of feeling? He says stress. Sorry. If you just say anger, is it suffering? Yes, it's kind of feeling. Then the feelings are suffering. Then you feel so tired. You did the job today, but even after the job you came here, will Bhante stop on time? you have the tiredness. You are tired. Why? It is a suffering. The Buddha said, Jati dukkha. Jati means birth. Birth is suffering. If you are born into this world, you have to experience the true nature of things. Even our body is changing day by day. Now you are here. No one was here before about 1.5 hours. You have changed a lot. You have grown old like that. Everything is changing all the time. Birth is suffering. Janapi, aging. Aging is suffering. Right? Day by day we become strengthless. We will in future we will walk with a walking stick. Aging is suffering. Then you face a lot of illnesses. Vyadhipi dukkha. The feelings like those, then that is a kind of suffering. If you die, you see, when you can just think of them. After a person is dead, we experience what the suffering it is. Sometimes you will be seeing that person dying, maybe shouting, crying. Sometimes I have a lot of experiences like that when people were dying. The things they told were different. Understand? So I have another factor also just to talk. If I go for a sermon when a person is about to die, unfortunately, or I don't know the fortune or misfortune, the person dies immediately. If my hype is spent, that person lives maybe 4 to 3 months and so on and so on. I have been to many, the situation was the same. The following day comes to invite the Bhantes for the funeral rites. In my sermon, what I do is, I just speak to the relatives, neighbors, and I just listen to the good deeds that the person has done, the job and all those things. Then having taken good, that was the advice of the Buddha, to commemorate, to remind the good things the person did. At that time the person will be happy. Then the consolation is there. I fulfilled my life, duties of my life. Even though I die, now it's okay, no suffering is there. That's the Buddha's advice, to remind the good deeds of the person's life. That is what I do. I don't know what is happening, I cannot elaborate on this. So, noble truth. When a person is dying, you can experience death. So, if you have that feeling, then if you have anger towards a person, you will not feel to hit that person. Why? We are people dying. Why should I fight with each other? If we think, I have to possess the entire wealth and get a great title, management title, will you be happy? No. To become that much of rich, you will disturb people, take others' wealth unnecessarily, you will do lot of bad things. That is why contentment. You have to satisfy with what you have. Then realization of Nibbana. So if you don't get what you like, is suffering. It means I like a very powerful laptop. If I don't get it, I have the feeling, I didn't get it, I didn't get this. All the time I am suffering. Like that. Then if you have the company with bad friends, some people say, Bhakti, I cannot avoid my friends, they are doing these kinds of bad things, what should I do? Then we advise, you have to enlighten them, educate them, use your tricks, use your knowledge and try to get them to the correct path. So many have done so. So it is a kind of blessing. Then if you separate from loved ones, if you lose your sons and daughters, you will be suffering. But can it be avoided? No, we cannot avoid it. That is the lifespan of your son or daughter. You cannot stop it. That is his merit or her merit. We cannot stop it. Even if your sons and daughters are dead, then your duty is to transfer merit for their success. May they get long lives in their next lives with the power of merit that I am doing. In that way, so this is the true nature of things. It means the world is continuing with a lot of suffering. Some people say Buddhism is pessimistic. No, Buddhism is neither pessimistic nor optimistic, because we don't talk about suffering alone. We talk about the happiness. Then what is the happiness? Four noble truths are there. Suffering is there in the world. What is the reason for suffering? Craving. I desire things. I take this laptop as my laptop. Once it is broken, that is not mine. It is broken. It is useless for me. I want another new one. I don't want the broken one. In that way, we continue with suffering. We are not satisfied. So if I can understand the nature of this, what is the nature of this? The nature of this laptop is that it is not a permanent one. It is not a permanent one. So this may be 6th or 7th laptop that I am using. They break. That is the nature. So realizing this nature is the most important thing. That is why we don't understand. That is why we face a lot of suffering. The nature of this is not a permanent thing. Although I got as my laptop, I have named it Ven Mediyawe Piyarathana. I have used a password because I don't let anyone to use this. I say mine, my documents are there. Because all the time I worry about this. There was only one partition, C. Then I fear because I don't believe, I don't trust this technology. Then I put several partitions. C, D, E. Because if there is a virus attack, all the documents in drive C will be lost. Then I myself did everything. I myself do everything because I have a social life. I am living in a society. If you know something, I want to know more than you. That is my idea. Because I am living with people. I myself did it. The technicians are there. Some technicians, if they find something difficult, I have to do it. It takes time also. I have to examine things and do. So it is very important to understand the nature of things. So even the technology, they don't last long. This computer, at any time, will cause the breakdown. Then it will create me a suffering. If this computer breaks down now, even you will suffer. Right? You will lose PPT. You will lose recording. In that way, everything is suffering. But if we realize that nature, then we will not fight each other. We will not fight with another and inherit his property. We will not use various wrong methods to get others' money. Why? We die. Even the money, we have to lose everything. In that way, that is the nature of thing. So, realization of Nibbana. If we give up the feeling that this is not mine, egolessness, selflessness, it's very difficult. But little by little, you are going to do it. You give dana to the monks, to the beggars, neighbors, relatives. You give little by little, sometimes money. Various items you give, water bottles or whatever it is. Little by little you train. You give other objects. Sometimes you advise. When someone is in trouble, you give valuable advice with your understanding. That is a good dana. It is immeasurable. I am giving an immeasurable dana here. Having understood these facts, I discuss with you. If someone of you avoid some bad deeds, even one share of merit will come to me. That's the reality. So, if you see this small child doing something wrong, you have to correct. That is why you are an elder. That is why you are a parent. That is why you are to be respected. That is why you get the reverence. Because you are suitable to be an elder. You have to know everything, you have to know the technology, you have to learn a lot. With your good understanding, you are going to help that person, then that person is going to be successful definitely. Towards the last verse, you understand vicissitudes of life. What are vicissitudes of life? Means Atta Loka Dhamma. You know the facts. These are the facts. What are those facts? Gain and loss. So, when you gain lot of things, that is the nature. If you get something, if you maybe food, if you get food a lot, then you will be happy. Then loss, then you will be sad. So, here what you have to train is, you have to stay in the middle path. You have to be moderate. Moderate means you are not too delighted, you are not too sad. You see, good repute and bad repute. Good repute and bad repute. People will not say good things to you all the time. You people will say, Dhamma friends will say, Ven Mediyawe Piyarathana is good. Ven Mediyawe Piyarathana is good. You will say. If I did something wrong, then you will blame. So, although you say, I am good, I am not going to be happy. Sometimes I will give you a small smile. That's all. I am doing my work. Understand? Because this is my duty. I will do the discussions day and night because this is very good for us. For both parties to understand the nature of things. So, in that way, when we get disrepute or dishonor, we will be sad. Some people just believe, commit suicide. Sometimes they go wrong in their lives. Having gone wrong in their lives, they think of committing suicide. Why? Because they cannot bear the dishonor. People will blame me, people will shout at me, people will say bad of me. So how can I live in this society? Considering this, they commit suicide. because they cannot bear the disrepute. That is there. They praise and blame. Praising what we do is we become happy. Then blame, we become sorrowful. If we can stay without being happy, without being sorrowful, just face the situation with a pleasant mind. That is what Buddhists do. If you are a real Buddhist, your nature should be not to change your mind with this nature. Gain and loss, repute and good repute and repute, praise and blame, joy and sorrow. When you are happy, if you become overjoyed, that is wrong. Happiness is only for some time, then comes sorrow. When you are facing the sorrowful nature, then you have to be moderate. That is the nature of life. Why do I worry? With a pleasant mind, if you can try to stay all the time with a pleasant mind, it means that will be the real Buddhist. That is how I try to stay. Because sometimes we have the feeling of sorrowfulness, but only for a short time, then I change mind, I come to the correct track. That is how. Only for a short time, I understand the nature of things. Then I don't want to worry. I do usual work. People are surprised at the way that I do work. Because I try to stay in this way, then it helps me. Okay. Then, two more facts. Without, we have to stay stainless. Stainless means known as craving. Craving. Okay, we have craving for lot of things. Kama, bhava, vibhava. Kama, bhava, vibhava, craving, desire. That is why stainless means without klesha. Klesha means craving, desire. So since we have desire, we cannot finish our life. Why? We desire for worldly things, kama tanha. We want to enjoy again and again. We want to give the happiness to eyes, body, tongue, nose. Like that we continue. But there will be no end. Then, because of this craving for sensual pleasure, then bhavatanha. You want to live another life. I want to go to heaven. Then it comes bhavatanha. Then you do lot of things to go to heaven. Actually, there will be no end. So we will continue in samsara, in the world. That is why the Buddha asked us to try. If you try to remove your craving, then comes bhavatanha, vibhavatanha. Bhava means you like to continue. As Buddhists, we like vibhavatanha, not to be born again. We like that also. If you have that, then you will come to the end of your life. That is why it is going to be a blessing. Then, secure. Are we secure? Are we protected? Are we protected? Are you secured in life? If you are secure, then you don't worry about your next birth. Because if you were born as a human being, you have to behave in the society. If you do bad things, those are not. If you behave badly, that is not a human nature. With your understanding, you have to behave well. So, if you behave well without doing bad things, without collecting demerits, you cultivate minds with good things, behave in a good manner, definitely that is going to be a secured life. You are secured from this life and the next. It becomes a blessing. So if you behave well, no one is going to disturb your life. No one is going to hinder your life. Understand? That is why you are secure. You will have good friends, you will have good relatives, children, neighbors, and all will be doing good. If you are good, then no one is going to harm you. No one can harm you if you behave in the right way. That is the Buddha's teaching. Okay, then if we behave with these facts, it means having understood the nature of life, and we can get the success. Here, those who have fulfilled the conditions for such blessings, if you do these kinds of things, then victorious everywhere. You can get the victory everywhere. You will be successful everywhere. In day-to-day life, you are not going to be failures. If you are facing an exam, definitely you are going to be successful because you follow the right way, right effort, and those things you are aware. You follow the middle path, then you are going to be definitely successful. Then if we follow these blessings, definitely we are going to get the happiness in our life. You can be satisfied. That is the purpose of this doctrine. So in brief, you can just understand there are 38 facts. So these 38 facts are categorized in several ways. I gave you this with the last tube. Okay, you can just see. Sila, moral culture. Sila, samadhi, prajna. Sila means it is necessary for our moral development. To have a good character, you need this. Then fundamental rules, it means you have to avoid bad friends, you have to associate good friends, you have to respect, honor others, you have to live in a suitable place, you have to engage in good deeds, you have to follow the right path. So if you just do these things, then this is the correct way. It develops your sila. It means sila means good conduct here in this sense. Then essential training of the senses, body, mind and speech. To have good education, to be proficient at work, to follow a code of discipline, to practice pleasant speech. If you do these things in your life, it means you are training, you are preparing to face the real nature of life. Then compulsory obligations, you cannot avoid these things. Then fundamentals of the domestic order, to support your parents. Can you avoid it? You cannot avoid it. They are your parents, you have to support your parents. To take care of or your spouse and children, you cannot avoid it. You have to do it. To have occupations which do not cause harm, you have to do the right job. That is, these are necessary for our correct living in the domestic life. Then social welfare. You have to consider about the society also. You have to be charitable. You have to donate things to monks, people, beggars, children, to many in the society. You have to be charitable. When people are in trouble, you have to be charitable. Then to practice virtuous conduct, you have to behave well. To be of help to relatives and friends, to do social services. In this way, you have to consider the social welfare also. Then vigilance, protection against evil. You have to avoid bad things. How can you avoid bad things? To abstain from evil, to have no desire for evil, to refrain from intoxicants, maybe drinking, maybe tablets, whatever it is, to be diligent in wholesome practice. So these will help you to improve your good characteristics known as sila. If you follow these factors of blessings, then definitely you are going to be a moral person without committing bad things. Sila. Then next step is to have samadhi. Sila, samadhi. Samadhi means mental culture. You have to develop your mental abilities. How do we do it? To have reverence. If you show your reverence to others and do reverence or respect to others, what will have is you will not have the feelings like pride, selfish feelings you will not have. Then to be humble, to be content, to be grateful, to hear the Dhamma at the right time, to have patience, to listen to advice, to associate with monks and spiritual teachers, to discuss and talk about Dhamma. So these will help us to get the concentrate, to develop our mental good things. These are to be trained with our mind. If you want to be humble, then first thing is to do with the mind. Then grateful, you have to do with it with your mind. Like that, these are the mental culture development with your mentality. Then panya means wisdom. You have to do with these things with your intelligence. You have to judge things, to practice self-restraint. How can you control yourself if you don't use your intelligence? Understand? If you don't have the control or self-restraint, you will kill people, you will blame people, like that you will do a lot of things. Then that is to be done with your intelligence. To live according to the Noble Eightfold Path, to understand the noble truths, to attain Nibbana. So this understanding will come with your intelligence. Understand? That is why the Buddha told us, preach us, Panyavantasa and Dhammo. People like you will understand the nature of things. Because I consider you as intelligent because you come and discuss and listen to Dhamma, because you want to see what this Buddhism is. What is the correct way of life? How should I avoid my suffering? Like that you have some idea, you have some mentality, you want to develop it. That is why you come again and again to see the real nature of things. Then to be free from sorrow, to be unaffected by worldly conditions, to be free from defilements, craving, to have lasting peace and security. If you follow these factors of blessing, what you will gain finally is lasting peace. That is deliverance. You will finish rebirth again and again. You will end suffering. That is the Nibbana and Paramahansa. Our target is not a temporary pleasure. Our target is lasting peace. Lasting means not finishing. Adjective meaning is lasting means continuing for a long time. Last means continue. Continuing for a long time. So that is our target. That is why we dedicate our time, we dedicate our money, we dedicate our strength, everything to find the lasting peace. That is why we get the security. Only then we are secure. We have the protection. That is our target. Okay. With that, I gave another classification. You can read it with your handout. I gave you this last time. Okay. If you don't have, feel free to collect it from the office. I request you, please do the reading. Then you will examine again and again. That if you do the reading, then you will be okay. That is the help that you are doing to me, because within these 2 hours maximum I cannot do everything. Don't expect me to do everything for you. I have to show you the path, you are to do the work. Okay, if you have questions, you can raise. It will enlighten you, move.
Okay, I'd like to ask you about this so-called sexual misconduct, or maybe
Okay.
What is your take on people who are lesbians and gays?
Sorry?
What is your opinion of people who are lesbians and gays when it comes to the sexual
Say
misconduct?
homosexuality.
Yeah,
Same
sexual
sex.
orientation.
Okay. Your question is on sexuality. Okay. In the past, there were different ideas about it. Okay. Through sexuality, what do we get? We get a kind of feeling. And then for some, it will be a pleasant one. For some it will be an unpleasant one. Some are enjoying with sexuality, some are not. Why is that? Because of their understanding. Because of their understanding. What is the nature of, so that is an activity people do. That is an activity and maybe animals do. What is the necessity of it? That is necessary for the continuation of life. For the social continuation, it is necessary. So, as Buddhist, attachment to them too much is not good. So, attachment in the sense, it means you are free to enjoy sexuality with your husband and wife. That is how people behave. That is what the recommendation is. The Buddha, even with the next discourse, we are going to discuss how we have to conduct things as husband and wife. So, if they are not satisfied with maybe with husband and wife, that is why they go for alternatives. Why? They don't have the right understanding. They try to engage in what's the, so maybe gay sex, as you just say, homosexuality. So, have they understood the real nature of thing? Real necessity of thing? What is the necessity of it? It is necessary for the continuation of life. So, if you have children, you will be the happiest one. Putta vattu manussana. You consider your children as a great wealth. You can gain money, but you cannot gain children for money. With the real sense, there will be situations, different situations are there. So they don't have the right understanding. They don't know how to enjoy the sexuality. So since they are not satisfied, they go for alternatives. Understand it? That is they are gaining pleasure, right? So if they are satisfied, it is okay. But is it a lasting happiness? At the time of death, what will happen? They will concentrate. If they have children, so if you have children, then you will be the happiest people in life, because you can see the progress of your children. They will be leading good lives, and you are building a good society with your children. So, will they gain happiness in life? Will they do a great service in life, engaging in homosexuality? They take temporary pleasure, but it will make no good to people. If they are satisfied, it's okay, but their purpose is different, selfish. Their purpose is selfish. What is the purpose of your enjoyment? Your enjoyment is not a selfish one. You want to rear children, look after children, they will do a great service. You are not to please your senses, but you engage in life in the righteous manner, fulfilling duties. If you just have sex, enjoy sex, it means you are going to rear children, look after children. It means you, husband and wife, they are having a great bond with each other. No one can separate that bond. The other ones in literature, if I just use some English terms, romance and love. You see the difference between love and romance. In English literature, we deal with love and romance. Love is spiritual. Even a death cannot separate each other. Even after death, if you love someone, then that is going to be even beyond that. But romance is different. Romance is kissing, hugging, embracing, So, will it last? Those who engage in homosexuality, will it last? The person, we are going to change our body day by day. What will happen? That attraction will be no more after 10, 15 years. Because our body is going to change. Now, as young people, they will be very attractive, they will be beautiful, they will be enjoying by looking at each other's body features, and they will enjoy everything. But they are going to be changing. What will happen? The nature of their romance is changing. Kissing, hugging, embracing, they take pleasure, but it is not going to last. Understand it? I just openly discuss, you are adults, it's okay. I discuss anything openly. This is for your understanding. That is the discussion. This is the discussion of Dhamma. They are going, don't have even organs, even sex organs, even body features, color. After 10 to 15 years, you will be with wrinkled face. You will not hear things I say. Now you are lucky to come and discuss these things. In about 10 to 15 years, you will not come here. You will be listening, chanting at home. This is the right time to discuss and talk Dhamma. That is why this is the right time to ask the questions. So, but your pleasure is going to be even after death. As husband and wife, if one member is dead, the other will be with the same love. That person, he or she will not go after anyone. Why? Satisfaction is there, that is the lifetime happiness. That cannot be separated. Even the love with your son, with your daughter, no one can separate parents and sons and daughters, because their love is spiritual. That is why that satisfaction was recommended by the Buddha, not to go others, wives, husbands, and so on. Understand it? So if we have the correct understanding, the purpose of it, you will not engage in useless things. There are people in a lot of countries that has been legalized in many countries. They are doing a lot of things together and so on. That is there in the world. But once they come to the right understanding in this manner, then they will give up things. So if there are people not behaving in that manner, that is the wonder. That is the wonder. Understand? Do dogs behave like that? It is unanswerable. No. Do cats behave like that? Do other animals behave like that? Have you seen that? No. That is why human beings are different. They don't have human qualities. You will see, sometimes you will say, even though Bhante Pirith says, do you know the number of people who are engaging in homosexuality? There are many. In Western countries, there are many. But people are behaving in different manner. That may be because they have changed their mentality through a lot of things. They want satisfaction in different way. How do people get pleasure as husband and wife? As human being, how do we get pleasure in sexuality? The way is husband and wife, man and woman. That is the way. Because they have changed their mentalities due to different reasons. Maybe by watching films, maybe due to various kinds of attractions, maybe some sort of fed up situations, maybe husband and wife, and maybe different matters, cleanliness, or different matters. I cannot say. There are many things to talk. If you are ready to talk, I will elaborate more on this even. Possible. Because I have spoken to many visit Sri Lanka. They behave together. Then I openly just ask them and they openly say, because Westerners they are open. If they are gay, if they are engaged, they directly say, yes, we are gay. And so they directly openly say. Then I have a curiosity, then I ask different questions. They say different things. I just told you, in one occasion, one person told, no, cleanliness is bad, smelling, and so on and so on. One narrated. And another said, no, I don't want to rear children. I'm fed up with life because my neighbor is having children and they have a lot of troubles like that. Different incidents. But we have to do a long discussion for that. So, but as human beings, you follow human qualities. That is what I ask. That is what I suggest. You are human beings. You have a good mind. Why can't you understand the nature of it? And why can't satisfy with what you have? It means what with your wife, with your husband. That is the human quality. We have to follow human quality. That is why Buddha asked to enjoy a sexual life with husband and wife and do your duties. If you enjoy life, husband and wife, it means you are duty conscious. You cannot avoid from that life. You have to do your duties to the wife or husband, to the children. Then that bond is spiritual. That satisfaction is immeasurable. That is why the Buddha asked to follow the middle path, not to engage in that too much. Maybe homosexual people are going to engage in one side of it too much, but responsibility is neglected. Their generation will be no more. Understand? In that way, yes.
Have you come across a Buddhist who is homosexual?
They can be. Most of them are Westerners. They have no religion. Most of them are.
It is Buddhist because if you say you have to come with the right understanding.
Yeah.
If you are a real Buddhist,
Yeah.
have you come across any?
No, actually most, yes, I have just spoken to many. Even the Buddhists are there. The problem is they don't have right understanding. We cannot say all the Buddhists are with right understanding. Even though you are a Buddhist, you can have the wrong understanding. All the Buddhists are not following the path correctly. If they are following the path correctly, then there will be many arahants. People are different. So we cannot expect all the Buddhists to follow the doctrine in the right way. So among you, don't you see anyone doing bad? There are people. Different kinds of people are there. But I can't expect all the Buddhists to behave bisexuality. If they have that mentality, definitely they will engage in homosexuality because they don't follow the Buddha's doctrine correctly in the right manner. In this discourse even, it was said, it is a blessing. You see now just imagine one fact. To look after wife and children. If you look after wife and children, it is a blessing. How it becomes a blessing? When you are going to die, there is a person to look after. Husband or wife is there, children are there, they will be going there with going their generation, and your sons and daughters will lead a good life because we have enough resources and so on. For them, for homosexual person, no one will be there. Even sometimes the possess the wealth, someone will be benefited in that way. Understand it? Don't expect anyone to, so you just believe, Ven Mediyawe Piyarathana, I am a Buddhist now. Won't I do bad things? I am doing bad things. Verbally, intentionally. There are many ways to do bad things, commit demerits. If I think of killing one of you, I don't want to kill. Even the thinking will be enough to collect the demerit in the real sense. So because I have my mentality. I think, because of my mentality, because my cursing, that person will experience harm. That is why I told you, my neighbors, they are having bad luck with their word power. Unfortunately, that grandfather was observing still for 4 days. I was questioning myself, how can it be? How his words can bring bad luck to us? I questioned my grandfather a lot. I talked for hours when I was a layperson like you. My grandfather, how can it be? He is observing still, observing 8 precepts for 4 days a month, for 4 days, moon days. I questioned my grandfather, how can it be? He explained, that is the nature of, they don't know what they are seeing. Coming from generation, father, mother, they are dead now. All the sons and daughters, they are still having it. My elder brother was working with the roof about 6:30. One of the daughters came. I came here just to see who is working without stopping. It is going to be dark now. Within a second, my elder brother's leg got hurt. With blood, he got down from the roof and stopped the work. They not knowing this say, how can it be a Buddhist observing sin? That is why coming from generation, it means they do bad luck to others. They are not going to be successful. That is coming from generation. It is a very disastrous thing. These things are there. But as Buddhist, I have to go with the knife? Why did you say such a thing? My elder brother got hurt. Useless. What we did was, my mother gave some water of chanting Pirith to drink and just spread the wound and applied some medicine. He got cured. So if we didn't apply and give some chanted Pirith water, even he would lose his life. The words of power of words is such. That is why the power of blessing, chanting of Pirith is so powerful for us. That is why it becomes so powerful. If the words have that much power for bad luck, why don't we get the power of words for good luck? We have. That is why it is powerful. I firmly believe in the blessings of the chanting of Pirith. In that way, don't expect every Buddhist to be in the right path. People are different. You have different understanding. If you read and understand, examine them, then you will be a good Buddhist. Just read what I gave you at least and think, how can it be a blessing? I have some sort of explanations. Then you will understand living a righteous life is very simple. Yes.
But I think the sister doesn't mean that everyone is good.
Yeah.
Where we're coming from, Bante talk about parents, for example. Parents doesn't mean that the parents who have actually delivered you or give you birth. For myself, I'm an adopted daughter in the family. So I treat my parents as the one who brought me up,
Yes.
not give birth to me. So when you talk about parents, the love between parents being pure, for me, maybe in terms of different learnings from the Buddhist teachings, love, I think, can be pure for homosexuals or others, homosexuals in general. Maybe because of their past karma, they are born in this life different. So there could be a different aspect. Because Bante says that, if I'm not mistaken, that the love is sensual, is pleasures only. But we have known of genders, it's only that whether it is public or it can be very pure. They can be taking care of each other. They truly love each other. If purity is that, if purity is not just about sex, then I believe there are love between homosexuals that are pure.
Yes. Okay, that is fine. I told you. They have different attitudes. Because of their attitudes, they may be loving each other. So definitely they have a form of bond. But it is not the bond like husband and wife. That cannot be there, because after just enjoying the husband and wife, there is a continuation of bond, maybe parents, children, and so on. That becomes extreme because of these bonds,
I
connections.
think what we wanted to know is through the scriptures
Yeah.
to Buddha's teaching, is there anything that is mentioned against it, or is there some suttas that is mentioned specifically about it?
Okay.
That's more from that aspect.
Okay, there are some incidents in Vinaya because the Buddha assigned lot of rules on Vinaya because of the conducts with regard to monks' behavior. Okay, the Buddha has assigned lot of rules for preventing those misbehavior. After experiencing one incident, the Buddha has asked not to do so. It means if we refer to Vinaya, I cannot narrate at the moment. I will just brief you from Vinaya, but different incidents are there, not directly linked to the homosexuality. Okay, related incidents are there. Understand? Not directly saying homosexuality, especially on Vinaya. Okay, related incidents are there. It means getting sexual pleasure in unfair means, not man to man and so on. Understand? Those incidents are there, not directly linked with that. Once I went through it, to find an example from Buddhist sources, maybe from Vinaya, definitely from Vinaya rules, Patimokka. Only one book is there for Patimokka, Patimokka, Bhikkhuni, Patimokka.
In summary, means that people from this different sexual orientation, if they put effort, means can they also make progress on the path?
They will be happy. So they are happy, no? That is why they continue homosexuality, no? They are satisfied. But that kind of satisfaction we cannot say sometimes lasting. Lasting in the sense, suppose you engage in sexuality, husband and wife, then you create a generation. Understand? Then your happiness is to continue with that deep bond. They are happy, but their happiness is not going to be that much lasting, because there will be no responsibilities in the society. Then both of them they enjoy, and you husband and wife, then children, then you will be doing a great society, great social service in future with husband, with children and so on. It means society is benefited from your activity. If it is benefited, many are benefiting from your activity, then that is the best thing, that is the best option. So with your satisfaction, you both, if two persons are enjoying or engaging in homosexuality, both of them will be satisfied. But the true sense of sexuality is to rear children, look after children, raise children. Then from that activity, many people will be benefiting. In the society in future, your children will do a lot of good. Then that is benefit. As Buddhists, we have to decide what is to be more suitable. It means if you are really engaged in sexuality as husband and wife, then you will rear children and it will be beneficial for a good society in future. But enjoying yourself only for the sake of pleasure, that will be not so beneficial. As Buddhists, we can judge what is more suitable, whether homosexuality or bisexuality.